This week on Inside Boulder News, thousands trekked to Boulder for Memorial Day events, the new Parks and Recreation Master Plan is unveiled, and Council discusses affordable housing for middle-income residents.
Off you go!
And the summer season is off to a busy start. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. From the Boulder to the Creek Fest, the city hosted thousands over the Memorial Day weekend. Here's a look at some weekend highlights, including a Boulder fire rescue. From seasoned runners,
for me this is kind of an annual event, and just doing what I do,
to costume lovers.
This is my first year. I'm excited. I'm here with all my running buddies.
School ended last week, and I thought, hey, why not wear a banana suit to school? And it was lying around, so decided to wear it to the race.
The Boulder was just the way to kick off the summer season. Colorado's biggest 10K hosts runners, families, and people paying tribute to military heroes.
I have a running PowerPoint presentation with slides showing all the different men and women that people submitted to me that had died in either World War II, Korea, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Iraq, and so I'm carrying them all with me today when I run.
Inside Boulder News covered all the action, from tributes at the finish line to excitement at the start. There's a lot of work that goes into making the Boulder a safe and fun event before 55,000 runners take their marks. From street maintenance to increased event security, safety preparations helped make the race a success, but it wasn't without incident. Here at around mile 5.5, two off-duty fire employees who were running the race encountered a runner down. They came over to see what they could do to help.
We were just about to go up the hill in Folsom and into the stadium, and we looked over to our left and we saw a gentleman on the ground in the middle of the street, a fellow runner.
He wasn't breathing, and we checked for pulse. Didn't have a pulse, so we immediately went into chest compressions, started CPR.
He was having a heart attack. Kim and Lance continued to perform CPR until fire crews arrived and were able to resuscitate.
One of the most important things for a cardiac patient is, especially somebody that's had a heart attack, is access to having defibrillation. I would say it was probably about a minute by the time we got off the rig to the time his first shock happened, which, it's a pretty remarkably short amount of time.
Just having that training probably, could have meant the difference between life and death.
The heart attack victim is now recovering in the hospital, and the two off-duty fire employees say this is a prime example of why everyone should know CPR.
Here we are running a race, and it happens. So it happens everywhere, anywhere, at any time. People say, oh, I'll never need to use that. Well, you might need to. And just learning compression only, where you're pushing hard and fast, it's very easy to learn. It doesn't take too much time, and it saves somebody's life in this case.
Thankfully, these and on-duty professionals were all around the race and down at Boulder Creek Fest through the holiday weekend. Check out downtown Boulder's calendar for more fun things to do this summer season. Boulder's Parks and Recreation Department unveiled its new master plan to Council Tuesday. The recommendations focus on maintaining existing parks and facilities before spending money on new ones. The department will also look for partnerships with nonprofits to provide classes and programs.
The master plan is really our roadmap for the next 5 years of where the Parks and Recreation Department should go, based on community engagement, outreach, and a lot of research. The new themes that we've got are health and wellness, really engaging youth, bringing community together, and also in really taking care of our assets and making sure that we have a great department in the future.
We heard from the community the desire for us to focus our resources on taking care of existing park assets and recreation facilities. We also heard from the community that we really need to focus our resources on those programs that serve health and wellness, that serve youth, and that provide programs and opportunities for underparticipating, underprivileged groups. And so what you'll see over the next 5 years is a slow shift as we ensure our resources are focused on serving those groups.
The master plan will go back to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for a public hearing on June 24th, and then be presented to Council for approval in the fall. Boulder is a great place to live and work, but what happens when the people who work here can't afford to live here? The city is developing a new comprehensive housing strategy to consider how city policy could expand housing options for middle-income residents. Council recently discussed planning efforts to develop a next-generation housing strategy.
The housing market has evolved, and the options for middle-income families have become more and more limited. So this comprehensive housing strategy effort is really focused on a discussion around what additional initiatives could be implemented to expand and preserve attractive and affordable opportunities for middle-income households. City Council discussed its thoughts and concerns about Boulder's housing market in February, and then a couple of weeks ago they got together to discuss a process for determining potential policy responses to the concerns that they have.
Additional analysis and community engagement will take place before continued council discussion in the fall. June is all about biking and walking in Boulder, and this Sunday you can kick off Bike to Work Month with a ride through Boulder's continuous bike system. All cyclists are invited to circle Boulder using the community's bike system of connected paths, neighborhood streets, and unpaved trails.
The purpose of the event is to familiarize the public with the bikeway system in Boulder. And we have two routes, two circles. One is 26 miles and one's 16 miles. It starts and ends at Scott Carpenter Park. After the event, there's a post-ride party, and there will be some snacks and a band, and it's a great community event for people of all ages, and it's free.
The month-long celebration of walking and biking includes more than 50 free events for all ages. Visit walkandbikemonth.org for a list of community events. Thanks for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. And now you can sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. We're leaving you with another look from this year's Boulder Boulder.